Hi everyone, it's Gina from Gina K Designs and welcome back to another 5-minute card video. Today I'm going to show you how to make a plaid background using baby wipes. The baby wipes I'm using are these Huggies Simply Clear baby wipes, but you can use any baby wipes you want. To begin, I'm going to take one of these baby wipes and I'm going to fold it and create a tool. I'm first going to fold it into thirds this way, and then I'm going to turn it over and fold it into thirds again. And then once I have it like that, I'm going to fold it into thirds one more time to create this cute little tool that's going to help me create a plaid background. I'm going to be using Gina K Designs Reinkers, and the first reinker I'm using is Red Velvet. These are dye reinkers, and I highly recommend using dye reinkers for this. You can see I put one on the end and one about in the middle. Then I'm going to use some Passionate Pink and put a dot right next to both of those red dots. And for my final color, I'm going to be using some Wild Lilac. And I'm going to put a dot in those empty spaces on my little makeshift tool. Now once I have this tool ready, loaded with dye ink, I'm going to take a piece of regular Gina K Designs layering weight white cardstock, and I'm going to come down on an angle using that reinker. Then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to match the purple line to the purple dot, and I'm going to do it again, and then I'm going to match purple to purple again, and purple to purple again. Then I'm going to turn it a quarter turn, and I'm going to do the same thing going in the opposite direction, continuing to match purple to purple as I go all the way down this piece of cardstock. And that creates a really cute, whimsical plaid design. Now the next thing I'm going to do is cut that out using the stitch die from the Master Layouts 2 die set. It does help to cut these out with dies once you make the background, because sometimes right around the edges it doesn't look perfect. Now I've got a strip of white cardstock here, and I'm using some Passionate Pink ink, and I'm going to do a heavy-handed pink up to a fade toward the center. So it gets light and wispy toward the center, but it's heavy and dark right on the end. And I'm going to be using this piece to cut out one of my word dies. The word die is from the Love You Trio from the brand new Lovely Notes card kit. I'm going to be using all 3 dies from this Lovely Trio die set, and this one I'm going to cut out from this gradient pink that I created. And you can see how pretty that is, and then I cut the love out of black and I cut the U out of black as well, and I'm going to use all of these pieces. So now I have my plaid background mounted onto a black onyx piece and then onto a white card base, and I have a Passionate Pink panel mounted onto a black panel that I cut out with our double-stitched and single-stitched rectangle dies. I'm going to place this a little high of center in the middle of the card, and this is going to be where all my focal action is going to take place. So now I've placed the negative piece from the word you that I cut out, and I'm adding some glue in there because I'm going to inset those letters, and then I know they'll be perfectly centered and perfectly spaced. When it's small letters like this, I like to use a pair of tweezers. So I'm popping those letters in one by one using the tweezers. And then once that's all done, I can use those same tweezers to remove that little template, make sure everything is pressed down, and then you can see the word you is perfectly centered and spaced. I'm going to do the same thing using the love die, and I used the bottom of that pink area to line it up so I know it's straight. And then again, I'm going to add some Connect glue into each of these open letter spaces. I like using the Gina K Designs fine tip bottles filled with Connect glue for this because you can just do tiny little dots and it doesn't get all over the place, because if it touches the template, sometimes the template will pull up the letters as well. And I'm just popping these in by hand. I really don't need tweezers for this because these are big letters, but you can use them if it's more comfortable for you. Just make sure that you have the dark pink at the bottom and the light and the whitish part at the top for each letter. All right, so I'm going to pop this out now. And I'm just pressing down on the letter to make sure they don't pop up on each letter. And then I'm adding a little element that I made using the Lovely Notes stamp set that's also in the Lovely Notes kit. I colored these birds with Copic markers. I used C1 and C2 for the gray parts, and then RV55 for the hearts on their tails, and also for the heart in the center, RV55. Now I'm using that love die. I put a little connect glue on there, and I'm placing this scripty love right over the block letter love. And I just really love how these two love dies work so perfectly together. Now for one more quick technique, I'm using a Copic colorless blender marker to create a plaid design inside that heart to play off of the plaid in the background. Copic colorless blender actually pulls color off of your design, so I can do these scribbly lines and create a plaid in that heart just by rubbing that marker over the already colored in heart. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's 5-minute card video, and I hope you'll give this a try. The kit's now available at GinaKDesigns.com in the What's New category. Tom and I will be back for another Stampin' Chat Live on Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you again real soon.